Have you ever wondered what your competitors are doing on LinkedIn? What if you could know when a competitor starts engaging with one of your target accounts? Or when your competitors are actively liking, commenting, and building relationship with prospects that match your ICP? Today I'm going to show you a very interesting use case built by nRev that actually helps GTM, sales, and revenue teams monitor competitor activity on LinkedIn and uncover opportunities before it's too late. So let's quickly get into it. nRev has built this competition tracker that tracks sales reps for you. Now, what does this do, or what is the main objective of this particular workflow? Is one, it identifies the sales SDRs or BDR professionals in your competitor's organization, and then it starts by monitoring their activity on LinkedIn by seeing that okay, what are they liking, what are they commenting on, and seeing that whether they are engaging with the competitors or not. It qualifies the target audience, it qualifies the intent, and logs everything onto a Google Sheet or onto a dataset that gives you an idea that okay, these are the leads or these are the prospects that your competition is actually reaching out to. So I'll quickly see how does the entire workflow start. Now, primarily, what happens when you actually click the use play button over here is nRev creates that entire workflow or that entire play for you, where it starts with running on a schedule that's a daily trigger or a weekly trigger that you want to set. First of all, what it does is it gets the list of your competitors from this Google Sheet, which say has the competitor name and the website. So that's the data that it gets. Based on that, what it does is it finds the relevant audience in that particular company. So it sees from CEO to the CRM manager or to the sales manager every single thing, and then what it also does is it is able to identify or enrich certain data points like the name, the LinkedIn profile, the title, the country or the location where the person is based out of, what is their seniority. So these are the data points that we are enriching once it say finds those specific title keywords in that company. Next, what we are doing is that we are creating a persona. So we have this persona classifier over here that takes into account the title, headline, seniority function, and based on that it is instructed to classify it into different aspects. Account executives one, BDR is the second, sales leaders as third, then organization leaders, and then other category or other functional heads or members that are there. So once it say for example categorizes or classifies these persona, what it does is it filters the relevant personas itself to further track the LinkedIn activity. And it tracks two level of activity over here. One, it tracks the comments and then the likes or the other engagement that gets done on LinkedIn. When we talk about comments over here, what it is doing is it is getting up to 50 comments. That's a 50 past comments of that person to see that okay, what is it actually or what are those engagement points. So it's just collecting data at this structure. And finally, what it's doing is that it is removing non-active people. So those people who are say not posting or who haven't done any commenting or so, it's just removing them. So as you can now, why is this relevant over here for us? Is because we understand that we would only want to target those people who are engaging with our prospects. And then we are creating a metadata over here that okay, this person commented on this person's post on this particular post, right? So that is how it works. So it creates that entire interaction metadata for you and then combines all of those activities, the likes and comments, and groups all of those activities into one single message. Finally, it retains the recent 7. So last 7 days data is what it retains over here. And finally, what we are doing over here is that we are removing the company posts. Why? Because we want to target individuals and not companies in this case. Finally, what we are doing is that all of that data gets grouped and whatever amount of people posts that are there over here, that data gets enriched. So in this case, right now what we are doing is that we are enriching our prospects data, where we are taking then again all the details that are relevant to us. Now the interesting thing that nRev offers over here is that we don't have to add any other tool over here to enrich data. Every single thing that we can enrich through a person's LinkedIn profile can be done over here in the workflow itself inbuilt. So you don't have to juggle between multiple tools or integrate multiple tools for enrichment, some for just automating the workflow. Everything happens in one place itself. Then what it does is it filters the complete data, has a complete merged data created, and it starts with the qualification and the scoring. That's wherein it first does the company level qualification. So what it is asked over here, the prompt that it has created over here is very simple. That based on the company, it defines a set ICP parameter and checks whether it fits or not. And in terms of the output as well, it's a simple true or false that we have taken. Once we have that data in place, a final classification gets done by AI, where the objective is very simple to see the person's professional title and categorize them in certain specific functions. Like, for example, say if I'm targeting multiple different functions in the HR department as well, like say learning and development or talent acquisition or general HR, then what I want this AI to do is classify them based on those parameters. Finally, what we are doing over here is that we are updating every single thing onto a Google Sheet. So how the output on Google Sheet looks like is something like this, where we have one, the competitor website URL, we have the competitor persona, we have the rep name, who from the competitor end is actually reaching out or who is engaging. Then what we have is the interaction metadata that tells that, okay, the person commented on this particular post about this topic, whether it's an ICP match or not. Then we know that, okay, on whose post has the person engaged, and we have their complete data along with their email ID that gets enriched. And that is how we have our complete lead data that gets created. Now, beyond that, what it also does is it creates a message that can be sent on Slack to notify our sales team. So if you see this end-to-end workflow, right from say defining who your competitors are, to tracking the competitors, to finding who are those competitors actually engaging with, whether those people are your ICP match or your target accounts or not, and then finally giving that entire data to you. So in any case, what does this help a salesperson with is in terms of understanding that if I want to approach my target account, what is the right time? Do I see the competitor also approaching them or not? So these are certain say points on which you can analyze this, okay, and you can get much better insight beforehand. So this was about it, and I think that the best GTM teams, they don't just say track their own activities in terms of say how much outreach have they done, what is the EBM playbook that they are following, but they monitor market signals like this. And competitor engagement is one of the strongest signals available on LinkedIn right now. So if you're looking to build say smarter workflows, GTM systems using AI and automation, then this is definitely a use case worth exploring. And if you found this use case interesting, then please do hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. And thank you so much for watching this one.